The AMC narrative is undergoing an abrupt change. A change brought about by institutional positioning, trading patterns, market structure, and liquidity conditions. We explain today why this moment might be more significant than it first seems, and what's truly going on behind the surface of AMC's pricing action, particularly for retail traders who monitor market structure, off-exchange activity, liquidity trends, and institutional accumulation patterns. AMC remains one of the market's most frequently watched tickers. This research will look at current data, market trends, and industry advancements that might be affecting AMC's trading today. This conversation does not offer financial guidance or make any promises. Rather, it emphasizes trends that are visible to the public, interpretations that are stored in databases, market mechanics that traders frequently keep an eye on. The relationship between institutional and retail purchasing over time has been a recurring theme among AMC analysts. While institutional reports occasionally reflect shifts in their holdings, retail interest in AMC has historically remained robust across a wide range of price points. Some experts have recently noted that institutional filings indicate higher ownership even during times of price drop. This suggests that while the company is trading at lower levels, big financial firms might be increasing their holdings. Despite differing views on the implications for AMC's future, this illustrates a trend in which institutions build up amid times of increased selling pressure. Some traders also talk about how a price drop could give institutions the chance to purchase shares at a lower cost, particularly if long-term investors think AMC has potential linked to the industry's revival or future expansion in the entertainment sector. This discussion is about opposing interpretations rather than certainties. While some believe that supply and demand naturally determine price movement, others see more profound structural elements, including volatility, liquidity, and variations in trading venues. The subject of synthetic or derivative exposure related to large volume stocks is another one that is often explored. Options, activity, swaps, derivatives, and other hedging techniques can produce intricate layers of exposure beyond the conventional float. As demonstrated by public filings and market mechanics, the general idea that traders concentrate on is that derivatives can produce transient imbalances in purchasing or selling pressure, even though the figures reported online fluctuate greatly and frequently involve speculation. Crucially, none of this verifies exact concealed share counts. Rather, it demonstrates how the use of derivatives in some stocks causes them to be highly volatile. Another topic with opposing viewpoints is the discussion surrounding AMC's permitted share count. Dilution is not always the result of authorizing more shares. Only when shares are truly issued do they become dilutive. Theoretically, increasing the number of potential shares can provide a business more options for future prospects, debt management, and fundraising. While some investors are concerned about possible dilution, others contend that long-term stability and growth may be supported if the capital raising fortifies the company. How the business uses the flexibility will determine the right viewpoint. Offerings have been utilized by AMC in the past to generate money, pay down debt, or make strategic investments. According to some market observers, AMC might have increased investments like its partnership with IMC if it had received more cash sooner. More foreign investors have recently purchased IMC shares, according to documents, which raises questions about how cross-investments, cross-related industries like mining and entertainment can affect one another. Distribution of trading venues is another problem that is being studied extensively. In particular, the percentage of AMC's daily volume that is off-exchange. A significant percentage of trades in several well-known tickers are executed through off-exchange mechanisms, including wholesalers and alternative trading systems ATS. According to publicly available data from FINRA, AMC is not the only company that does this. It is a characteristic of the U.S. stock market structure. High off-exchange percentages, according to some investors, may obscure the real supply and demand on the lighted exchange, which could result in a price that understates the level of active buying activity. Once more, this does not prove manipulation. It only emphasizes how price creation might be impacted by contemporary trading infrastructure. Other businesses that exhibit comparable trends are frequently compared, such as Genius Group, which has openly participated in legal and regulatory proceedings because of its worries about trading activities. AMC and GME are occasionally connected by observers to more general discussions regarding liquidity, transparency, and contemporary market dynamics. For this research, it is important to understand why some traders keep such a tight eye on off-exchange percentages rather than to assume guilt or malfeasance. The idea of liquidity stress in global markets is also brought up in recent talks. This occurs when the market as a whole undergoes abrupt drops, like on days when large-cap tech stocks fall precipitously, or when the market capitalization drops by hundreds of billions. It has repercussions. Issues with liquidity may force institutions to reduce leverage, realign their portfolios, or change their stakes in different industries. This kind of setting could increase price fluctuation for equities that are heavily traded or shorted. The cryptocurrency market also saw a large decline, as the U.S. market reportedly lost over $1 trillion in value in one recent session. These significant macro events have the potential to impact margin conditions and collateral levels across the financial sector, because liquidity tightening can affect both long-term and short-term leverage levels. AMC and GME watchers frequently keep an eye on this. Japan's bond market is a linked worldwide factor. Global finance tactics like the yen carry trade, which profits from Japan's low interest rates, may be impacted by rising yields in Japan. Certain leveraged global strategies may unwind when yields increase high, adding to the volatility. Large financial institutions that have intricate exposure to these methods may experience pressure, according to some analysts, which might have an indirect impact on how they engage with the U.S. equity markets. Additional information focuses on court cases or regulatory procedures involving different trading companies. A number of well-known businesses, including market makers, have been sued by various firms for allegedly engaging in unlawful trading or spoofing. Lawsuits show a growing desire among businesses to seek legal clarity over trade behavior, even though they do not prove wrongdoing unless it is proven in court. This fosters a culture where market transparency is frequently discussed among AMC followers. Another metric that traders keep an eye on is the reverse repo facility. Analysts may interpret an increase in utilization as financial firms looking for short-term liquidity help. Some people view a decline in consumption as a reduction in the system's cash surplus. Reverse repos were used for more over $6 billion, up from about $1 billion in recent years. Some analysts interpret increasing consumption as a temporary demand for liquidity rather than a sign of strength. Whatever their meaning, these swings frequently influence conversations regarding market stability and the perception of short-term risk. The change in the market's perception of large IT corporations is among the most significant developments now taking place. One of the biggest contributors to market advances, NVIDIA, recently had a dramatic reversal following earnings. Despite the company's impressive headline results, some investors questioned if the present growth rates were sustainable after reading the report in greater detail. The market saw widespread selling as a result of that reversal. The market as a whole may become more susceptible when tech leadership deteriorates. High-profile collaborations and whether or not certain anticipated deals will come to pass have also been discussed. Earlier in the year, there was a lot of enthusiasm surrounding NVIDIA's possible collaboration with OpenAI, but new rumors indicate that the deal might not be finalized yet. Selling pressure increased as a result of the increased uncertainty. The AMC discussion is influenced by a number of factors, including high off-exchange trading percentages, bond yield movement, large cap volatility, legal scrutiny involving market makers, and institutional accumulation statistics. Although none of these elements alone will determine AMC's destiny, taken as a whole, they depict a market environment that is undergoing stress and rebalancing. Some analysts believe that AMC may have two opportunities for future growth. If liquidity restrictions tighten across leveraged situations, there will be less structural suppression. If off-exchange traffic finally declines, or if market conditions compel more trading into lit platforms, there is a chance that the price will move. Furthermore, conjecture about high price points, such as $1,000 or $4,000 a share, is not predicated on certain results. These figures are frequently derived from speculative scenarios that presume high demand, short covering cycles, and significant liquidity events. Although these situations could conceivably occur in uncommon, extremely stressful settings, they shouldn't be regarded as forecasts. They are only models that some traders use to show what might occur in extremely particular circumstances.